Hey, everyone. It is Pillow Talk Unplugged, and we're back for another episode. And let me tell you, all right, so two things. I have been so under the weather that I'm finally getting myself back together after 2 weeks of murder. Okay. So
Not murder.
I'm glad that I had myself together enough to get on tonight. So I'm gonna make sure. Okay. And also, this new generation, I had like a whole day. Mind you, they get into school from 3 o'clock, 3:30. I had from 3:30 to 8 o'clock for everybody to say what they wanted to do, what they wanted to eat, how they was gonna do it. And they wait until 8 o'clock when I'm ready to go on my podcast show to say, I'm hungry. That
Don't
ain't
talk
my
about my
problem.
babies. Don't talk about my babies.
I said, that ain't my problem. Figure it out. I'll see you at 9 o'clock. But right now, we ain't doing nothing because y'all had all that time. Everybody just wheelie dealing, doing whatever they want. And now they coming in. Hey, no, your belly ain't got nothing to do with me right now.
Yes,
Anyway,
you still mama.
okay. Deep breath. So we have a really good show tonight, and I think it's very beneficial because some people are very unaware of this topic tonight. Um, and if they are aware of it, they kind of tend to stray away from how paralyzing and how damaging it is to your life, right? So let me first introduce myself. So anybody that's a new viewer, because I have been posting everywhere, so I'm hoping that I got new viewers, and if not, it'll start to pick up. I am the owner of Sashel Essence Spa, which I'm located in downtown Hampton. I am a wax technician and a skincare consultant, where you will be getting all of your skincare needs. And let me tell you, my products are effective because they do work. People can tell
Yes,
you
they
that
do.
they're good products. So eventually I'm transitioning out of waxing. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because my products, it's not going to be all waxing services. I will announce it come January, but I want to kind of steer away from majority. So that way I could start to focus more on my products because they're so effective and they're so great that I just want to reach out more and heal more people with the products that I do have. So that's the goal for 2025, right? So we'll see
But you're
where.
still doing them eyebrows, right?
Yes, I am still doing brows. That's the main thing. I am still doing
Okay.
brows. I probably still do facials and stuff like that, but I'm steering away from a lot of my services because I want to focus more on doing my products, right? Okay. So anyway, let's get to our show tonight. Like I said, it is called Watch Your Mouth, the Power of the Tongue. I'm gonna tell you, people don't understand. They be really out here word cursing. Okay. Somebody can really speak some stuff on your life and it will carry you through. And I've had my own experiences with people throwing things on you. And it's like, why would you say that? That is
Mm-hmm.
not cool for you to say that. Or it could be your own self sabotage, right? Things that you say on yourself. This is why, and it can have a negative outcome on your life. So this is why I decided that moving forward, I try to be very mindful of the things that I speak and to make sure that it's positive things. So that way I'm not putting too much of a, if that makes sense, right?
It
Okay.
does.
Okay. So I'm going to share some experiences of my own and we'll talk about it because even for this, word cursing is also um biblical too, which I wasn't aware of.
It
It's
definitely
also
is.
biblical. Like people don't even know that there's so many. How many did you say? Because we were just literally discussing this. How many scriptures you said you pulled up on the power of the
When
tongue?
I pulled up on Google, it was given like 32 specific ones where it was saying that
Mm-hmm,
the power of the tongue is very important. Like it really is a big deal. What you say out of your mouth, whether
mm-hmm.
positive or negative, it comes true.
Right,
Like it
right.
may not, you may wish harm on somebody else. And that comes back to you or somebody in your bloodline. You can think back to times when
Mm-hmm,
generations were cursed because
right.
somebody said something negative. So, I mean, the
Right.
biggest thing is just trying to be positive at all times and be mindful of what you say.
Hmm. And how you say it, because it can affect
Hmm.
you. Like I had a situation. So before I get to that, let me just read the two scriptures that I found, right? So this is not to steer you from any religious belief. My podcast is not to target anyone or, make you feel uncomfortable because everyone believes in what they believe in, right? But I just found it
Hmm.
funny that this would actually be, to be honest with you, I'm learning a lot of different things as I'm transitioning into a different part of my life. And I did not know that this was deemed in the Bible, right? So my girlfriend gave me one, and it says the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Right. So basically, and
Hmm.
that's Proverbs 18:21. It says this Proverbs emphasizes the power of words and the consequences that come with them. So I was like, wow, this okay. So now I'm thinking, oh, this came before life, after Christ, before Christ. I was like, this stuff has been trickling down. So this is just not a new thing. This is a thing, right? So I said, okay, since that's the case, let me think back on my own life to see how many word curses has been thrown at me, right? And I had an experience with an ex. I'm not gonna say any names. And
Hmm.
me and the ex mom never got along. Ever, 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 ever. Like, I don't know if there was some like keen obsession. You ever seen that show, I'm Dating a Mama's Boy? You ever seen that? I think it's on Max, or I'm upset, or I'm with a mama's boy, or something like that.
I have not, but now you make me want to look it up.
Yeah, because those mothers that really are attached to their son, they make relationships hard. So she really was determined to make my relationship like, you're not the one I want for him. So I'm going to go ahead and try to sabotage just as much as I can. Okay, whatever.
Mm.
So one day we got into it, a little disagreement. And I was driving in her car and she was like, well, you know what? Well, since you put it like that, I remember it clearly. She was like, you're not going to be anything but a baby mom and a girlfriend. So basically, you're throwing out there that I would be no more than that, not even somebody's wife, right? So here I am going through life. I'm like, this is starting to seem weird because I know what I bring to the table. I know who I am as a person. What is going on, But her throwing that out there at that very moment, I'm like, did she word curse me? So I was like, did she? I was like, okay. So I had to step back and think about it. And I was just like, I rebuke that. I was like, I'm not even going to accept that. I'm not claiming that because she doesn't know nothing about me. Well, Anya, how
Hmm.
about now in this time, in the future, let's fast forward. It went back on, not for me, it went back on her own child. So now the daughter is a full blown like drug addict. Okay. Full blown.
Cool.
4 kids, very young. Okay. And with the 4 kids, the mom ended up having to take care of those kids along with
Mm.
the ex that I was with. And I said, see, had you not put that on me that I was only going to be the baby mom and the girlfriend, now look who's the baby mom because you taking care of all the 4 kids, right? So
Hmm.
sometimes you have to be very mindful of doing things like that and speaking things because sometimes it can actually come back on your children. It doesn't necessarily have to be you.
That is very true. And
You
while
get
she's saying all that, was she a wife?
not even,
Mm.
not even, no way, shape, or form, not even a relationship. So I was just like, wow, with all of that, you're saying that to me, but yet your life is in shambles as well. Like, I don't get it.
So much
So,
judgment. Glass house throwing stones.
yep. And that's crazy. And that's why I said to myself, I don't want to be in that position where someone feel that they have that right to speak that on me or to say those things because it will start to take an effect and then I'm going to become that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, and I also noticed that even with your own self, you could sabotage yourself as well too. Because I used to say things like, "Oh, I'm so broke. Oh, my business is failing. Oh," and I'm like, "Wait a minute. the business has the potential to be just fine. If you could just lay off of it with your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe it could go where it needs to go. Can you back up and stop talking about your business being the way that it is, so that way it could thrive the way it needs to be? So once I realized that I was jeopardizing me, I definitely stopped. I did. I had
Yeah, you
to.
decide to change your outlook.
Right. And
Because
I
I
took
mean,
it.
there's the movement of positive affirmations and saying something positive every morning because it does make a difference. If you speak negativity, then that's what you're gonna get.
Right. Some people just wake up and they'll immediately, if something goes wrong, oh, this is going to be a bad day. How
Hmm.
you know that? You just woke up. The day is not bad. Why? Because you woke up. It's like some people didn't even wake up. There's thousands of people that may have not even woke up. Okay.
But thank
Because
them as soon as you
life,
open your eyes.
right, life and death is like a cycle. So I'm just like, you made it through the night. Someone else didn't. Maybe five other people within your surrounding that you didn't even know did not get up this morning. So no, life is today is not going to be a bad day. So I find myself sometimes like I have them affirmations all over my bathroom mirror. You ever heard of that?
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just that kind of
I feel
person.
like I feel like everybody picked up on that after what was the show?
Hmm.
Being Mary Jane. Because remember she had the sticky notes all over her house.
Oh, I forgot about that show. Yeah, she did.
Hmm.
I decided to just put them up there and I read them to myself every day to kind of shift my mindset. Because if I don't,
Hmm.
it will tend to stray in a negative place. I don't know why it does that. And I have the control to change that, but it does. It goes so negative, so left, so fast. And I'm like, no, you need to train yourself to not think like that. You need to change the monotony of how you're thinking. So that way, if you do get up and you feel like it's going to be a bad day because you might have rolled over and it just did not, you like, no, today is going to be okay. I'm going to be fine.
Hmm.
Right.
Just
So,
hit that reset button.
and a lot of people should try to practice that, because sometimes um having that negative approach, it will carry throughout the day. And then you're passing that off to other people. Like your
That
work,
is
you're
true.
going around and passing it like, oh, today I don't feel good. It is what it is. I'm done with today. And then people will start to feel like that, especially if you're at a place where you don't like to be as it is.
Hmm.
You're already setting that stone wherever you go. So then you're walking into an example, a workplace. Some people don't like to
Yeah.
be at work. And you're like,
And
oh,
even the
today.
negative attitude could deter people from you. Like, okay, well, I'm not gonna talk to her today because she in a different headspace.
Right. And she's talking all of this like, oh, today's going to be a bad day. Oh my God, these calls. Oh my God, I can't stand the managers. Oh my God, I can't. And you're like, oh my God, I'm becoming you because I don't like the managers. I don't like the calls. And really, you don't have a problem with that.
Hmm.
So I was just like, I don't know. I try to tell my kids that too. It's not more so my son. My daughter's very expressive and she self-sabotage so much. I'm like, I'm wondering if this was a trait she might have picked up from me, being who I was before.
Hmm.
Yeah, it might have
Because
been.
she really is a mini you.
Yeah, it's annoying sometimes, but yeah. And I just want her to remind herself, like, you don't have to follow in those same patterns. Try to speak positive so the things that you do want to do will flourish instead of speaking negative. And don't have anyone else speak that on you. Right. I had a mate that used
Yeah.
to do that to her. And I'm like, if you're telling her, you see her, and the first thing you're saying is your elbows are ashy, oh, look at your little toes, and you're throwing negative shots. If she hear that from someone else, then she's going to think it's okay. So she's not going to defend herself. She's going to think it's normal. That's
Feeds
not
into
cool.
insecurities.
It creates insecurities, right? So then she would start to become that person. Well, I don't need to lotion my ankles because no matter what I do, they're still always going to be ashy. You get what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
even though you're joking, it's not a joke to her. It's actually deteriorating her dang personality. It's
Self
sending her
confidence.
down
Yeah.
a right. It's sending her down a loophole. So I'm just like, sometimes you have to be mindful of the things that you say and what you do, because that's how it will portray for the rest of your life. Like, just be mindful. That is the biggest thing with the power of the tongue, being mindful. I've had people say some things, and lately in this new day and age, I'm not allowing people to just say what they want and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I didn't like that. Let me check you on that real quick. Hold up.
So let
Because
me
that,
let me reciprocate this energy right quick.
right, because it can
Mhm.
actually follow me somewhere that I don't want to go. And I don't want to keep going down that road, you know? So have you ever experienced anything like this?
Yes. I mean, just regular day to day stuff. Like I'll say, like, I love my family.
Mm-hmm.
And we can clearly see I'm a fluffy girl.
Mm-hmm.
But like even with my grandmother, which I don't pay it any mind, I don't take it personal. She'll always be like, "Girl, did you pick up weight?" And people don't pay attention to even something that's that simple that you say. Like as soon as you ask me if I've picked up weight, you don't know where I am mentally. You don't know if whether I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have, or no, I've been losing it. You can have
Mm-hmm.
amazing confidence one day, and then the next day you just sitting there like, okay, well, I think I have gained a few pounds. My clothes aren't fitting the way that I thought they were. Now that you said something, you brought it to my attention. So now I'm like, okay, yes, I am. And instead of doing something about it or trying to brush it off, I'm like, well, I'm just eat more food tonight because I'm depressed because you pointed it out to me. So it puts more weight on you. But I know a
Mm-hmm.
very specific situation
Mm-hmm.
that I have always laughed about. So in high school, no, I wasn't a straight A student.
Mm-hmm.
However, my grades weren't the worst. So my mother had this boyfriend that she was with at the
Mm-hmm.
time, and he used to always get on us about our grades. Now, granted, he had kids, she had kids. I don't know if the energy was the same towards his children as it was towards hers, but
Mm-hmm.
he would always say, "Oh, you need to get your grades together. You need to get those C's up." I know that, sir. My mother said it. I know it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do better. But
Mm-hmm.
he used to always tell me, like, you're gonna end up homeless. You're not gonna do well in life because you're not doing what you're supposed to do now. You're gonna
Right.
end up being a biscuit maker at Hardee's. Like you're never gonna have a good job. And he used to do things like ask my mother's permission to take me places. So one of the things that he did was he was like, I'm gonna take you on a food truck so that you can help me feed the homeless because you're gonna be like them one day if you don't get your shit together. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to curse.
Oh, girl, it's unplugged. You're fine. If you heard my mouth, you'll be like, "Oh my god, girl, you need a muzzle."
But he used to say that all the time, like, "Oh, we're gonna go work on the food truck because you need to feed the homeless so you can see where you're gonna end up if you don't do better." So
Mm-hmm.
one of his like long standing jokes was, if you don't do better, you're gonna end up being a biscuit maker at Hardee's. You're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
getting up 2 o'clock in the morning to go to Hardee's to make them biscuits for people that's coming through the drive through. You're gonna work at fast food, you're never gonna have anything.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I heard it, I'm just like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna be a biscuit maker at Hardee's.
Mm-hmm.
But look, she's like, what?
Hey,
But
Nikki. Hey,
the
Kenya.
crazy,
And she said
but
that's
the
too funny.
crazy thing is though
Mm-hmm.
that like after I became an adult, was taking care of myself,
Mm-hmm.
I actually found out that his oldest daughter, he always told me I was going to be a teenage mother,
Mm-hmm.
didn't have any babies. His oldest daughter had a child,
Mm-hmm.
which there's nothing against that because everybody's walk is different.
Mm-hmm.
But she ended up being the biscuit maker at Hardee's.
Look at that. Now listen, I'm not laughing, okay, because that's not funny. But
But
do
see,
you
but that's one of
realize
those moments where you're like, when your grandma like, God don't like ugly.
there it is?
See
Because
what you did? You try to put it on me. You
exactly.
put it on your own child.
That is too funny. That is too funny because it didn't go back to you. It actually went on his child. And that's why
Hmm.
I try to keep my mouth shut and be mindful of what I'm saying because it may not affect me. It may affect my children. And I remember being that person that used to get so frustrated with my son because I'm like, oh my God, if
Right?
you don't get your grades together, you're just going to be dumb. And I'm like, why am I saying that? I said, Stacey, that's the meanest thing you could ever say to your kid. Like, what
Now
is
said,
wrong with you?
now said he got her the job.
Hold on. Karma. And then who said that? Oh, Nash said he got her the job. Obviously, that is too funny.
Uh-huh.
I'm not laughing, but that is so funny because you told me I was going to be the biscuit maker, and here it is. Your
Mm-hmm.
daughter's being biscuit, and you know what? Me being the person that I am, I'll be like, "How your daughter doing? Is she still at Hardee's? Get biscuits while I'm here." Making my dollars. Like, that is too funny. I just don't like people that do that. And that's why I had to be mindful that I'm
No,
not
he not
going
the manager, Nikki.
to
He, he's not the manager. He actually has a very good job, a very good job, and he's a nice person. It's just, I guess he felt like that was his way to motivate me to do better. And no,
It wasn't a way
granted, I still didn't end up being a biscuit maker, y'all. I
homemade
haven't
biscuit
even worked fast food before, but
maker. I'm telling you, and it's crazy because, like I said, I used to say things to my son. I'm like, that's because I was so angry and frustrated. I knew his capabilities, but I'm like, you're not helping him. You're only giving him the category, categorizing him as what they see him in school by giving him a
hmm
title. And I was like, you are so messed up. Granted, when no parent is perfect. So I had to keep in mind if I'm having a frustrating time with him, instead of speaking out loud, I'm like, I'm gonna just pray for you.
hmm
I'm gonna pray for him. It's just start blinking like I'm gonna pray for you because I'm telling you, my mouth would just say the worst because I'm so frustrated. So I just was like, Lord, help him because I don't know what to do. And I'll
but
just leave
we've been
it
friends a long time, so I know what you can say when you get upset.
okay. And it's not fair. And that's another reason why I decided that I need to change the outlook of how my life is going. No, my
hmm
business is not failing. My business is actually successful. No, I'm not broke. I am going through a season and it will fix itself, right?
hmm
That's it. I don't want to keep saying that because I will become the broke and the failing business that I'm speaking on, instead of just being grateful that God gave me an opportunity to have a business. Given my circumstances, I still have a business and I'm still able to run my business, and my business doors are not closing. Granted, we are in some economical struggle right now. I'm still able to still keep my business. So instead of speaking
hmm
negatively, why don't I just bear the fruits that God gave me and sow my seeds in a more positive way, right? Instead
Find that
of
silver lining.
right, exactly. So that's why I said don't go around and word curse. And then you have people that are just malicious enough to word curse you. You're like, why are you saying that to me? Why are you being that way? And then some people, they speak on you in a positive way.
hmm
So where certain things start to look absolutely beautiful for you because they're always speaking positive things in your life. They're continue to speak positive things. Like I have some awesome friends. Um, they're always telling me that they're proud of me. One or the other. I hear it so many times, or that I'm an inspiration when I didn't even think that of myself. I'm like, look, you
hmm
need to tighten up. You got some things going on. Something ain't right. I'm always speaking down while everyone else is building me up. And then that's where that silver lining come in, because God is like, hold on. I'm trying to balance the scale here while you throwing yourself in the dang runt, the river of the runt. Everybody else here is floating on top of it because they're bringing you up and praising you up, and you're bringing yourself down.
hmm
What do you want? Because they're not word cursing you. They're actually helping you get through what it is that you're getting through, and you're inspiring them as well. So after I started to hear that, a vast majority of the time, I was like, let me stop, because no, God gave me a purpose, and a purpose to heal. I don't know, my products is helping somebody.
Yes,
And
they
I was
are. Cause this glow, y'all, she did that.
right. Tiana said we are our own worst critics. Absolutely. I know I am.
That's
And I
true.
was like, I have to stop that. Because if I don't, then maybe I will not lose the weight that I want to lose. Because every day I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, am I losing the weight? Is it going
But you
down?
are though.
right. Someone else will say,
And
well,
you
girl,
can
look
see
at
it.
you. Listen, every time I go around Nikki, now I'm gonna tell you about Nikki. She be like, "Hey, skinny." I'm like, "Now she know damn well I ain't skinny." I'm like, "I'm not skinny." So I'm
But
like,
she sees
but
the change though. She sees the difference.
right, and she can see that. So she's seeing it, and me, I'm like, I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So
That's that encouragement.
right, it is. And I love it because like I said, that's my friends, my circle is the ones that definitely help me to kind of look at things differently. Even one of my other friends, Tanelia Nash, is very positive. Kenyana, I call her by her name,
Hmm.
and she's very, very positive. Will speak life on you. Tanelia is very positive as well. My friend Letitia is very positive. Anya, you're positive. You're always speaking good things. And no one, even Afton is so positive. She was like, "Yes, honey." I'm like, "Yes." And in my mind, I'd be like,
Hmm.
"I'm not even," So I look at that and I try to tell people, you know, those things will help you start to change your mindset. And all of those people in my life change my mindset. Even my girlfriend, even Tamara, she'll send me it'll be random text messages, right? And I'm like, did she know I was having a bad day today? I was feeling down about my business, and then I'm just smiling because she just spoke life into me. And I'm like, there it is. I'm all right today.
But that's
Thank
all
you.
you need to give you that extra push.
Right. It's so many people I'm surrounded by. I have a girlfriend in Richmond, the one that had did the show, Lynette. She's very positive. So I'm looking at my circle, right? I could go on and on and on. She said, mind over matter. Hazel said,
Hmm.
LOL, stop it. Hi, Hazel. Oh, Hazel's also positive. A prayer warrior. She prayed for you, start feeling chills. Like, I think God is touching me. He's in my soul. She has such a great prayer. Her and Nikki they pray really good. You are, and
Yes, because first time I met Nikki, she gave me my whole life, and I thank you.
that's right. But see, they spoke life into you when you met them, right? And Nikki said skin teeth.
Definitely have an uplifting circle,
You are truly slimming down. Listen, every day I can't feel it, right? I'm getting up and I'm like,
but you see it.
yeah. And I didn't
Everybody
realize.
else sees it.
And I was just like, okay. So I have to change my outlook because, like I said, the people that are around me, you see, I just named them. The people that are around me, even people that I work out with, they are constantly speaking. So why should I keep putting myself down?
Hmm.
Just stop it, Stacy. Get up in the morning, be like, yeah, I am that girl. And so is she. And so is she. And keep speaking positivity so that way it could start to circulate in your circle, start to come around in your circle to the point where it's an energy, right? Now
It really
everybody,
is. And before you know it, everybody's doing it. Everybody's encouraging each other. It definitely gives you a better foundation.
yeah.
It definitely does. Because, like Nash said, you are your biggest critic. You can be really hard on yourself. So when you have a lot of people around you that encourage you, it
Mhm,
makes it easier.
it does. And it
It
keeps
really
your
does.
and it shifts your mindset. It does.
It
When I say
does.
shift it, because when you start to do that, then you're like, oh, I'm really the negative Betty here. I'm the person that don't get it
Hmm.
because I have so many positive people around me. What the heck am I doing? You get what I'm saying? Why am I being that way? So no, you need to stop because here you are being an inspiration to what? You get what I'm saying? Because nobody knows that there's a dark side that I'm not doing well. I'm broke, my business, oh my kids, my this. And it's like, no, it's really not that bad, sis. It's just you. You're the
Hmm.
problem. So I really was word cursing myself. Didn't realize that, okay? And she said,
But
get
people
rid
don't
of,
realize that they do that.
yeah. Nash said, get rid of self-sabotage. Definitely. That is the hardest thing I think for people is getting rid of self-sabotage. I
It
don't know.
is.
Yeah, it is. I was just like, wow, that is a thing. Like I said, my daughter does it and she's 15. She has an outstanding lip gloss business. If anybody ever supported her business, her lip glosses are actually great.
They are.
You're like, oh, I don't know. They're not so great. So then I started to do reverse psychology, right? So one day I just got sick of it. I'm like, you know what? I keep encouraging this child and she is not getting it. So you know what I did? One day she came in, she was like, "Oh, this looks so bad." I was like, "Yes, it is horrible. It's ugly. What are you doing? That is the most awful thing I've ever saw in my life." I was like, "I don't know." And she's like, "You didn't want to hear that.
She's like, where's this coming from?
Take the
Like
compliment
this
because
isn't usually what you say.
yeah, exactly." I was like, "But you want me to over boost the whole, you know what I'm saying, overboost yourself." And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, you got to put in work too. I'm boosting and boosting, but you're still putting yourself down. You're work cursing yourself. And
Yeah.
here it is. You have two businesses. What are we doing with them? So I was just like, I don't know if I had a part to play in that. Maybe I did. And maybe her watching me is like, well, my mom did it. She always talked bad about herself. She's always saying word things, putting herself down and putting out
Yeah,
curses
because you're
at
always
herself.
saying that you're not doing good or you're
Yeah,
not where you want to be, but every time
right,
I turn around, you got an appointment.
right,
You got somebody who's coming in for a service. So
right,
evidently, if you're in high demand, then you are doing well.
right.
I,
I was like, yeah, I might be the one setting that tone. So I had to change that. And when I realized that I changed it, like I said, based on my circle, it started to make sense. It started to look brighter. Everything started to look
hmm
better. I'm not talking about, negative things anymore. And if I feel that I'm going to be that way, I'll just shut down because I don't want to pass that on to anyone else. I don't want to get on the phone and be like, you know what? I'm so sick of this. I can't stand myself. And they were like, oh my God, every time I talk to her, she's so negative. She's always putting somebody down or doing it. Wouldn't that start to get tiring after a while? And I'm like,
yeah,
here we go with this tongue of yours, just saying whatever. And sometimes some people are not intentional about what they say, right? But they're unaware that they're not in, that they're how is it? They're unintentional, but they don't realize that they're intentional. Meaning they're throwing, how can I put it? Wow, help me find it.
I
They're,
understand because I say the same thing about my father. Love him to death. My father's the kind of person where he will hear that something bad or is happening in somebody's life or that they're discouraged by something, and somehow
mm-hmm,
it's now his battle.
mm-hmm,
Now it's, oh, I had a coworker at work today and he found out that he's got cancer, and oh, it's crazy. And next thing you know, he's like, yeah, and my voice has been doing this thing. And I'm like, Daddy, you're not supposed to claim that. And he's
and
like,
you
but
don't
what
have
if it
cancer,
is?
sir.
But you can't claim that though. Like every
Mm-mm,
time somebody will get sick, oh, I think I feel a cough coming on. I'm I'm gonna need you to stop.
mm-hmm,
You got to stop being negative, start being more positive. And
mm-hmm,
so, but it's so many things. I'm so frustrated. You gotta let that go.
right.
Because I will say, even after the self care brunch that y'all did
Mm-hmm,
was so impactful. It really was just
mm-hmm,
encouraging people to take care of themselves and
mm-hmm.
all the positive messages that y'all had to offer. I still haven't got my chest yet. I'm gonna get one. But even with the activity with the plant, even when we were making the body butter, like
Mm-hmm,
that was just something to break the ice, to get people to talking. And just
mm-hmm,
there was so much positivity and love in that space. Like
mm-hmm,
I can honestly say that since that event, that
mm-hmm.
changed my whole mindset about
Oh,
everything.
that's
So it's just,
wonderful.
there you
Mm-hmm.
go with your mushy self. But
Okay.
I just mean, just in general, just
Mhm,
you have to change how you think and move on that. You said, don't
mhm.
get it yet? Okay, see, now I'm nervous. I feel like Nash got a task for me. Why am I
Okay.
not getting it
Okay.
yet? But I
That
think a
is
lot of
so
people just, they
wonderful.
need to start being more positive. Yeah, there are a lot of negative things that are happening in our lives, but
Mhm.
you got to change your mindset. So many people are so upset and so depressed about the election. Hey, it's out of my hands.
Right.
I'm
It's
gonna
over
live every
with.
day the way that I'm supposed to. It's over and done with. It's no reason to be mad, sad, nothing. This is what was intended to happen. And I
Mhm,
have to constantly tell myself everything happens for a reason, and you
mhm.
find the positive in it.
You do. You definitely
Hmm.
do. Hazel said absolutely. You definitely in Nash has the cry face because it was a very
Hmm.
inspiring.
It
Do you
was.
realize it was okay? So I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. Before we were planning this, we met up a few times. But you know how when you have like a board, you meet all the time to kind of make sure everything flow. We didn't have to do that. It just happened. Everything just flowed accordingly and it happened and it went the way that God intended it for it to go. That's how he
It
wanted it
did.
because we had a program. We did. We had the program. I mean, I made the program, hooked it up all nice. That program was out the door because it was like, this is not how it's supposed to go. I want it like this. And because that happened, do you realize that that day it was a lot of affirmations thrown out?
It
A
was.
lot of ways to everybody to speak more into your life, speak better. Do you realize that? It just happened
Hmm.
just to happen. It happened. And I was just like, everyone, now mind you, we had a lot of guests that did not show because they figured it was like, okay, I can miss out on $10. But it was the best $10 anybody could spend. I swear to you.
Bay, Bay.
Because it was so much filled. I mean, that room was lit, and everybody that was there, I feel like was meant to be there.
And
It
they
couldn't go
were.
no other way. And
Because the
it was,
takeaway was powerful. It really was.
yeah, it was powerful. And I'm hoping, and see how that you said that you took away and your mindset changed. That was the
Hmm.
goal. Tamara said, "Amen." She definitely felt it.
Baby, that thing was in there speaking in tongues.
I
Okay.
know. I was like, oh, I
I
heard
was
it.
like,
I was
this
like,
isn't just a good time. This is a spiritual experience. Whoever did not attend, y'all missed out. Okay.
right. Definitely. It was definitely a positive aspect. And that's why I want everybody to know that even that moment, speaking life into others made them
Hmm.
feel. And so many people have showed us, it was a couple of people that showed their project on how their plant manifests. And one of the girls that did show us her plant, it was only 4 days and that thing was overflowing. So whatever affirmations you put in that plant is going to come to whatever it is that you asked for, because it was, when I say it grew, I was like, in 4 days, God, giant. I
That
was
made
like,
me
I
go get
couldn't
it.
believe it. I was like, oh my God. And look, my plant a little struggly. So I was like, oh, my plant. What's going on with my plant? Girl, how about I had to plant my hand one day and it fell? I said, you know what? I said, I rebuke you. I looked at the plant. I said, I rebuke you. You are not taking my affirmations
Nope.
from me.
You
I
gotta find the positivity, and it just means that you were about to pick it back up. That's all.
I
You just got to pick it back up.
listen, it has a little, it's bearing a little bit, but I replanted it. I replanted and made another one. I was like, you are not going to defeat me. I want what I want because
Oh,
I'm not going to let
my
this.
sister is fired.
Oh, what she said, I'm
Now,
too
when I
quiet.
tell you,
Me
we would
too.
talk about this all day,
Really?
and she still logged in late. It's okay. It's okay.
So you know what? It's at an hour where people are really settling.
Better late than never.
Yeah, so I appreciate everyone that do come on. She said y'all look gorgeous. Thank you. But yeah, just to catch you up, we are just talking about the power of the tongue and how speaking, whether it's negative or
Thank
positive,
you.
can have a real impact on your life. And
Hmm.
I've changed my ways. And I know some people here that are viewing, hopefully after you watch this show, you will, if you're that person that constantly speak negative, that you will change that and take a minute to sit back and look around at your circle to say, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the one that don't speak the great things. Because like I said, going back to that in unintentional way, but it's intentional. Sometimes some
Hmm.
people will speak some things because they've been known to just do that, and they do it and they don't know, hold on, it strikes a nerve, right? So I had a situation like that. I'm not saying no names. I'm not saying who the person is. I'm not going into that because I don't start trouble. And I don't put nobody on blast, but I did have this situation and it didn't, it struck me at that very moment. Now, whether it's something that is going to be, and I'm not saying a comment either, because I told you I'm not messy. Whether it was supposed to happen or if it was going to happen or whatever could happen, I just at that moment did not want to hear it because I know of word curses, but that person did not mean it as a word curse. This may be just something that they know. So I had to think about it for a few days. I'm like, how am I going to approach this? Because I really didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. I was like, it didn't make me feel good. But luckily, me and this person has an understanding. And so when I approached him or her, we went ahead and we discussed it. And when we discussed it, we squashed it at that very moment. But I had to let it be known like, this did not make me feel good. Whether you know or not, it did not make me feel good. I wanted to just clear the room. And I'm like, moving forward, we have to set a boundary on certain things
Mm-hmm.
because I would never do that to a person. You know what I'm saying? I have to be very mindful because I don't want later on down the line that if this is happening, it's because I said it at this very moment. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is think back like, wait a minute, him or her has said this, and now look what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So after we did that and discussed it, we went back to our normal lives. We were no longer, it was no longer an issue. And I left it at that. The only reason why I brung it up today is because that's just a prime example of nipping that in the bud before it does, before the universe capture it and say, you know what? That's what they said. That's what's going to happen. No, that's not what's going to happen. Let it happen naturally because all things that you know, you can't say, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody don't receive to certain things that are being set out there. Just like you said that your mother's boyfriend's talking about you gonna be the biscuit maker. You ain't the biscuit maker.
Mm-mm.
You ain't the biscuit maker now. You
I mean,
ain't been
I can make some, y'all, if I decide to do so, if I have a
right.
taste for them. But
Right. Monty said, I need to plant me one. Absolutely. I wish you were there. You missed out.
I tried. But so I'm gonna be transparent, but I'm gonna hold back a little bit.
Is ready for the bed. Sorry, and dinner. I know this is a time for that hour. Go ahead.
So
Mm-hmm.
I've always been the kind of person where I try to be mindful of what I say to people. I don't ever want to be spiteful. I
Mm-hmm.
don't ever want to be hateful.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just talk about a situation.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a time where I had someone that I was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
We've been dealing with each other for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and it was supposed to be serious. All of us are women. We'd have been through it. Your
Mm-hmm.
significant other doing stuff behind your back
Mm-hmm.
that you don't know about. They had a whole baby, y'all. A whole baby.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know, as soon as you come across the situation, automatically you hear Jasmine Sullivan in your head. I'm gonna bust the windows out your car. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
about to go psycho.
Mm-hmm.
But when the confrontation happened between me and the female,
Mm-hmm.
instead of me being angry and wanting to argue and be nasty, like I said, I'm mindful of my words. So we both had a very mature conversation. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
go off.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't act out of character at all. She said how she felt. I said how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much she said that the situation just kind of broke her. Well, in my case, I was like, you know what I say? Everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved on. Now
Mm-hmm.
she has still, months later, she was still going through the same thing, the heartbreak, and she's so hurt. And she's asking me whether I'm still
Mm-hmm.
communicating. A lot of y'all are like, you should even be responding to her. And same thing said the same thing. Don't respond to her, just ignore it. But every time she reached out to me, I was still transparent with her. I was still like, no, we're not in communication. I need
You
you to get to a
going
place where you,
out. Okay, I can
huh?
hear. Go ahead. I heard you like you're fading. All right, go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
but I
Mm-hmm.
told her, I was like, you need to get to a place where you love yourself. I understand that this situation hurt, that y'all got a child together, but you need to get past it. So every time me and her spoke, because she has reached out, I still
Mm-hmm.
keep it very positive. I still approach the situation with love.
Mm-hmm.
And after I went to the brunch, she was still checking in, asking questions. But then it was more like, okay, I guess because I was so kind to her that she didn't see me as a friend, but as someone that she could confide in about that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I let it be what it is because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't hurt me anymore.
Right.
But I told her about, the activity that we did with the plant. I was like, you need to get you a post-it or a piece
Ooh.
of paper. I said,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to write out your prayers, be very specific of everything that you want. I
Mm-hmm.
said, and plant it. Sow those positive seeds. And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, I just don't know. I feel ruined. He's destroyed me. Can't nobody destroy you. Can't nobody ruin you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about where your frame of mind is. You have
Mm-hmm.
children,
Mm-hmm.
take care of your babies, heal yourself, and get past this. But I encouraged her to do that because I said, I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
completely honest. Since I've done it, everything's changed.
It did, girl, because
And and
you
even
gotta, okay, you
and
manifested that and it's coming.
and even if things aren't going the way that you want them to go, or you still feel discouraged, or you may not even believe in it, but it's taking the time to put that effort into it that
Mm-hmm.
also can change your mindset. So I encouraged her to do that too. And she was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I said, you gotta find
Mm-hmm.
something that's gonna motivate you to get to a better place. Because
Mm-hmm.
for it to be this long and you're still stuck there,
Mm-hmm.
for one, it's not healthy. And two, you gotta forget. You really do. You have to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
Now for me, no, I ain't running back. I
Right.
cared, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I knew the pain that I felt,
Mm-hmm.
and I also understood the pain that she felt. So it's like in this moment where I shouldn't be mad at you. Really, I feel
Mm-hmm.
for you because I was able to cut ties and be clean and done with it.
Right.
But you have attachments. So I was just like, you gotta find your silver lining. So whenever she sends her messages, I'm not bitter about it. Everybody I know is just like, girl, you need to block her. But all I do is offer love because that's all that I would want somebody to give me.
Wow,
And
girl.
there is a
Mm.
time where I would have been like, block, I'm done. F her and all that, but I don't have it in me. I really don't. All I want to do is be positive and spread love. That's it.
But when you are a woman that know who you are, that can't even break you. Look how
Hmm.
you showed her positivity. Nash said, I commend you because it takes a real person to battle that. Now, mind you, it was a messy situation, but you moved past it and made it a positive
Yes, it
situation by
is.
speaking positivity into her. So I bet you at this very moment, it may not happen now, it may happen later, where she may get the courage to say, you know what? I'm done. You would never change. I'm going to get out of this
Hmm.
situation and I'm going to be positive. And by you sharing and not gatekeeping that activity so she can be better, girl, that gave me chills because
Yeah,
that's
because
what
she was
women
talking about how she had tried to commit suicide and all this stuff. I'm like, you got two children. Don't let no man get you to that point. Your babies need you no matter what.
do.
You gonna
Right.
find somebody else that loves you.
That's so true. And Amani said, God knows it's hard moving forward from someone you love unconditionally, but God love is so much more, honey. Yes.
Hmm.
When I say that that's where I'm leaning, I have been building a relationship with God. And I'm telling you, not even on a bad day, I'm like, all right. I'm telling you, I just told y'all in the beginning, I had a hell of a 2 weeks. And God was like, you going to get through it. Now, I might have called
Hmm.
some of my friends 1,000 times. They must have heard this story 1,000 times, but I was okay. And he's finding a solution. And he's like, you're going to be fine. So I had to stop pouting and understand that I'm going to get through it because God love is so much more grand. And because you
It
spoke
really
life
is.
into that girl, um, Kenyana said, I'm gonna call you Kenyana. I gotta stop calling you by your last name. We're so used to it, it's crazy. She said she never knew that she would need you to save her life. Right. And y'all sharing the same story.
Hmm.
Can you believe it? Y'all sharing the same situation, and now you befriended her. Girl, come on now. Being the bigger person speaks volume. It does. And
Look,
you
and
spoke volume, honey.
my sister knows because when it all happened, and even when I called you, like boohooing and crying, I was just like, yo, I
Yes.
am so torn right now. Like to find out just on a whim. It was on a
Yeah.
whim. Y'all, when
Right.
I tell you that it wasn't like I caught anybody in anything, it literally was just a random friend request on Instagram. And then it was
Mhm.
like, okay, maybe I need to dig a little deeper. And by the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I'm good on all this. It's no reason to sit here and hold on to any pain.
Mhm.
I wasn't negative towards her.
Right.
She still reaches out to me, and I'm just like, girl, look, whenever you need words of encouragement, I'm here. I got you.
Mm.
Because it's like, yeah, we may have dealt with the same person, and yeah, that situation hurt, but
Mhm.
if I can be good and you're not there yet, it's not going to hurt me to take 2 seconds out of my day to offer you some encouragement. It's really not. Because as women, we're supposed to hold each other up anyway. All
Right.
this, you slept with my man, you ready to fight, and all, no, no, I
Mm-mm.
can't do it. It's not in me. I wasn't raised that way.
Right.
I didn't see that. And I know a lot of people probably look at it and think negatively about it because they're like, oh, your mother did this. Oh, she ain't go off and your father did this and that. No, she didn't.
Right. You
And I
did
commend
good.
her for that because in those situations, I'm like, if you would have caught me back in my 20s, baby. But I'm
Mhm.
older, I'm wiser. All I want to do is just give love.
That's
That's
it.
it.
And you did good by
Uplift
doing
whoever
that.
I can and hope that people do the same thing for me on a day when it's not so easy for me. That you're able to lift me up and encourage me to keep pushing. Because that's what we should all be doing for each other.
Right. And you definitely spoke life into her and you didn't give her that negative approach because I'm pretty sure on her end there probably was girlfriends saying I knew he wasn't going to be nothing. I knew you did. You know what I'm saying? Because women,
Hmm.
not women, people are like that. Period. Whether it's man or woman, God showed you what you needed to see when you needed to see it and look at the ways he has moved in your life. Sometimes we block our own blessings holding on to people that we know we need to let go. When God starts making you uncomfortable, it's because he's preparing you. And that is
Mm.
so true. So
And
that's
that
why
is a word.
listen, that is a word. That's why I said I had to be very mindful and stop speaking this negativity because there is a positive road down there for me or in front of me.
Hmm.
And I need to be aware of it and stop self-sabotaging. So if she's a person that believes that her life is ruined, that she doesn't have anything else to look forward to, she's like, how is it that we were both in the same situation, but she's speaking life?
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And I said, great show, ladies. Gotta jump into my session. I understand, honey. She probably already gone because I read that message afterwards. And Monty said, trust the journey. You have to. I was like, sometimes we're always not gonna be, it's not gonna always be a perfect moment because nobody's perfect,
No, it's
right?
not.
But if you can be mindful, that's where you win. So hopefully tonight, with everything that has been said, and if you haven't
Because your
watched
words
the
matter.
beginning, it does matter. Go back to the beginning of the show and also watch if you're just jumping in late. This show was very dear to my heart because a lot of times your life goes because people are constantly speaking that. But if
Hmm.
you can find yourself and surround yourself with positive people, those negative comments and those negative words that are being put on you are automatically blocked because you're in a covenant. Because everybody
Hmm.
around you is keeping you in a positive covenant. So that's why I just said, nope, you're not going to do it. Because I got 20 other women that surrounds me and encourage me daily. So why keep doing it to yourself, right? She said, child,
Hmm.
let me hop into the next topic. Yes. I have another show coming, but we definitely have two shows for New
Lord,
Year's. It's gonna be
if we
great.
have if we have my sister on here, we're gonna need a good 2 hours. 1 hour is not gonna be enough time. The way that child talk.
She means well. She's very knowledgeable.
Of
She
course.
does. When I speak to her, it's always a good conversation because she
Hmm.
definitely knows some stuff. And I was like, I don't mind learning because I don't know it all. But tonight, I hope that someone was able to take this show and reset their mindset, reset the power of your tongue, speak positivity in your life so that way all things can be good for you. And yes, if you did hear about that manifesting the plant, please do it. It's a true thing. I had to read Hot
Mm-hmm.
Minds, and I started, writing in my affirmation book. Oh, my book is over there. Been writing affirmations of things that I want to look forward to and thanking God at the end of me writing it down, speaking positivity into my life. When I call someone, speak positive things. Don't always just be right off bat negative, because those things will
Mm-hmm.
continue to follow you.
And thank
So,
him as soon as you wake up and open your eyes.
yes, because it could
Because
have
it's
been
another
perfect.
opportunity to make your day great.
Yep. And change things. You're going to need a longer show, though. I know it. That's what I'm saying,
What I
girl.
say?
Next season will be hey beautiful. Hey honey. Oh my god, this is my girl from Richmond. Let me tell you, when I say
You
we
know,
be
there's a
partying,
lot of interaction tonight. I'm here for it.
yes, I love
I
it. We
love it. I
party.
love it.
We party, and she was always a supporter. Them dance hall days. Oh god. Are they calling me back? Maybe I'll do it one last time before I just close the door. No, I'm just
I mean, I'm just saying, I'll be there.
oh yes, because I love it. I'm telling you, we have good time. She said, I want to be a guest. We have two shows coming, so we'll find a way to kind of put you in to get it popping. Because listen, I want my season
This
6 break
this
continue.
girl.
Hey
Here she
love,
go.
hey love, I miss you. I miss you too, honey. Listen, I gotta get I'm gonna do it one last time. Cherry Fame is back in the building. Oh, I had a name for her
Mm.
yesterday. It was
Look with
something,
the with
girl.
the with the red hair. I done seen the picture.
Okay,
You done
the
told me the
red hair.
stories.
Listen, those days
Can we
were
get the punch too? Can we get the punch too?
right. The rum punch, right. Those days were
Baby.
great. And even those women from Richmond always spoke positivity. It's just who you are and what you do and how your light
Hmm.
shine, and people will follow you, and they will speak good things to you. The last party I had, I swear I could have had everybody pregnant in that party. It was a party to remember. Oh my god, it was crazy. But yes, it was fun times. She said, y'all don't have to end on time. Run over, honey. Give us like 30 more minutes. Girl, I wish I did, but I had some hungry Betties walking in the room at 8 o'clock wanting to eat. And I'm like, what? We had 500 hours to figure that out.
I told you stop talking about my babies.
Uh-huh. She said yes. She said yes. It was a party to remember. Because I like to think out the box, and that was really out the box. It was about the box. She said yes, she had her name and was respected. See, thank
Our little
you.
social butterfly,
Yes,
always ready to entertain.
I love it, girl. I gotta jump back into one of them parties. Just show up. They'll remember me. They're like, oh, oh. But anyway, y'all, this was a great show. It is definitely a great topic tonight. Be mindful of what you say. Moving forward, everybody, starting tomorrow, if you're that person that speak negativity, wash it away. Start speaking positive things into your life so you can have better. She said, yes, we really do miss you. Oh, we do really miss you. I miss y'all too. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get down there. I'm going to give it one
Remember,
last shot.
y'all.
Bring the 757 down there. Let them see how Cherry Famous used to do.
Remember, y'all. Be mindful. There is power in the tongue.
It is. It
Everything
definitely
that
is.
you say, even if you are saying something negative on somebody else, it
Mhm.
can come back on you or your loved ones. Just
Definitely
stay
can.
positive.
Always. Always
Find
stay
your
positive.
affirmations, say them constantly, say your
Mhm.
prayers,
Do
just
it.
get in touch with yourself.
I know that's right. She said I have to go do my show, and it's crazy because I'm on the topic of manifesting. Oh, great. Well, let me go ahead and find out where you at so I can start watching you as well. Thank you for just stopping by. I love you, girl, and I'll see you soon because I'm planning on getting my butt in one of them parties. All right, y'all. Well, you have definitely been unplugged tonight. My girl did her thing. We had great stories, great topics, great comments. It's always
Hmm.
good. And we'll see you on the next show. Monty, I got you. We're going to get you in there.
Look, here
Oh,
she
yeah.
goes. She asking because she ready to be up all night just watching stuff.
Okay. She says she's on Bigo. I think I've heard of that. My sister said something about Bigo. I got to go download it. Okay. I'm going to figure out how to get on there and come and support. Is this a show you do all the time? Because I need to get on there. She said
Look at it.
DM.
She said, DM or post a link.
Okay, yes, because you'll like her show too. And Tara's so pretty. She's so pretty. Oh my God. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Where is your show? Okay, she said, where's her show?
With
Gorgeous.
a
When I say
wonderful
pretty,
spirit.
yeah, so definitely go check her out. And I'm going to figure out how to download the Bigo on here. I think it's an app you got to get signed on. And do you have like a username? If you could drop it in the comments, I'll go back and look at it. I got to feed my little hungry bellies first. Oh my God. I'll talk to
Look,
y'all
did y'all just hear mine bark? Cause she did good the whole show. Now as soon as we get
later.
ready to log off, she wanna start making
It's
noise.
time to go. It's time to
But at
go.
least we ain't seen her though. She ain't been behind me. She ain't
I
been in my
know.
lap.
You trained her. Oh, you're welcome, honey. I love it. All right, y'all. Well, you have been unplugged. I will see y'all on the next show.
Much love. Stay
Okay, love
positive.
you. Bye, y'all.
Bye.